So, Doug, here we are, 28 years of the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown. You've been in every one of them, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
How does it feel here in a big game? This ought to be a fun Friday night.
Should be, yeah. Playing a really good team, and it'd be a great atmosphere. And can't ask for a lot more than that.
Now, I look back. You guys are 5-0 for the first time since 2009, and maybe the schedule means something. Do you realize the 5 teams you beat the first 5 of 2009? East St. Louis, Illinois in the showdown at Nippert, Coleraine, Louisville Trinity, LaSalle, and Lakewood St. Edward.
Yeah, that was a good start.
Yeah, it was a good start. So what's impressed you the most about your team's 5-0 start this year?
Because I think we've done some, so far in September. This will be our 4th road game in September. So we went up to Springboro and we won, and we went to LaSalle and won, and last week went down to Louisville and winning at St. X. And I think just that, I think we're maturing. I think, we felt like we were going to have a decent team. This, we didn't know exactly how we would be, and honestly, I'm still not 100% sure of what we are completely. But our guys battle and find ways to win and hang on to games. So far, it's been good.
Well, let me ask you. Normally, we talk about offense, and we will, but I got to feel like you have to be thrilled with the defense so far.
Yeah, it's been really good. We've done a great job against the run game for sure. You think about some of the games where, Cash Harney, I talk about what a great player he was. And, he got 84 yards rushing against us, but we broke a streak of like 12 games where he was over 100 yards. We kept him in check, especially till late. So we've done a good job. In Springboro had negative yards rushing against us. So we've done a really good job in making teams one-dimensional. And I think when you can do that, then, you have a chance to stop people.
I look at Derek Uran and Brody Turner, and you got some individual. Obviously, got to have collective, but you got some individuals on defense that are playing really well.
Yeah, our linebacking core is really good. 2 seniors and 2 sophomores. And the guys on the outside, Derek and Alex Dugan. Those are guys who played last year, and there are really our leaders on defense. But we've got Pete Fortcamp, who's a sophomore, who played quite a bit last year as a freshman, and then Brody Turner coming in. Played JV defensive end last year. First time he's been playing a linebacker, and all he does is make tackles. So really, that's the strength. Our D-lines play very, very well, but I think our linebackers have been exceptional.
And on offense, your quarterback's been outstanding.
Yeah, Caden's really good. Because he's done a couple things this year. Like last year, he didn't have a real command. Being a sophomore. And we didn't turn him loose, too much. As the year went on, we threw the ball a little bit more. But I think the 2 things for him, one is understanding everything that we want to do, and now his ability to run the ball. We don't call that many run plays for him, but yet he's leading the league in rushing. He's averaging 9 yards per carry. And really, we're probably calling 7 run plays for him a game. So he's really improved in that.
Now, St. X, obviously, they'd only given up 20 points in their first 4. Mulder got 30 on them last week. But this St. X defense, I mean, it's like a who's who of who's going to be playing on Saturday. How good is their defense?
Really good. I think when you look at them, they've got Division I players at every level. They've got younger defensive end and who can play. It's got Wisconsin and Penn State offers, and their nose is a really good player. And you look at their linebacking core. Those guys are exceptional players. And then in the secondary, you got guys that are going to Vanderbilt and Northwestern. So smart guys, too, on top of the fact that they're really good players. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. They've got 5 Power 5 guys or Power 4. I don't even know how many conferences are now. But just on their defense to our 0 on offense. So it'll be interesting.
Well, Steve we talked to Steve, and he alluded to the fact that, like, man, we got to get our offense going. And that's been kind of, their defense has been solid, but offensively, and I know they've got some talent on offense, quarterback, receiver, and I know Daniel Vollmer, who he moved to defense, but you never know, right, when he may come back on offense. So they do have talent on that side of the ball, too.
They do. Oh, yeah. And they did some things last week against Moeller. They moved the ball, and so, it's not like they're a team that can't score, that can't do anything. They're gonna. I mean, they beat Lakota West, they beat Cathedral, they've beaten some good football teams. So yeah, they're going to be a challenge on both sides of the ball for us.
Now, a very unique Friday night, to my knowledge, I do not know of any, certainly in this league, certainly in this league, I know it's never been done. And that is a varsity soccer match played on the same night on the same field in a stadium before varsity football. So Kevin Espledge comes to you and says, hey, we're thinking about doing this next year. What do you think? What was your reaction?
You're crazy. Here's the thing. These things are great. I think anything that we can do to promote all of our athletes, promote the mental health issue, that's all great. Football people are, we are very routine.
Really regiment.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
So it's like, the game's going to start at 7:15. I said, what if we get a lightning delay during the soccer game or something crazy happens? But it is what it is. We've been in these situations. We've been in these situations when we played in the crosstown. When we're at Nippert or whatever, you never know when the game's going to give, or you warm up on another field. It's just, it's not a. It's out of your routine, but it's not a bad thing at all.
And you mentioned about mental health awareness and kind of the two schools, rivals, coming together to collaborate on such a cause, and the awareness that, if you are having mental health concerns, there are places to turn. And how important, I know, because you deal with lots and lots and lots of kids, how important is that today?
Very important. The world's changed. You think back when you were young, and I don't remember kids having the same number of issues that there are today, and we've had kids with some really serious problems, and so I think anything that we can do to promote it and let kids know that there are people to turn to, there's things that you can do, that things will get better if you take care of them. So again, anything that we can do like this is always a positive.
Final question: when we put together the schedule for the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown, you look for, 2 weeks ago we had Princeton, Lakota West. Last week we had Anderson King. So GMC, ECC, now GCL South. This is the kind of game that's really become the essence of this event. Yeah, it has. This is such a great rivalry. To be a part of this, and just you think of all the great, just the last few years, some of the games that we've had. The last two have been, outstanding.
They win at the end. Last year, 2 years ago, we go for two in overtime. The games are so competitive. The kids play so hard. A lot of them know each other. It's a lot of fun to be involved in this.
Now you're going to tell. I know the elder people, when they go over there, they like to hang out and wait till the last minute. I know Steve's and all of his people in the park. Are you going to say, get in there and support the soccer? Are we going to get them in there for the soccer?
Well, I hope people. That's the purpose of this. Hopefully that we can put aside tailgating a little bit and go in and watch some athletes perform and support them for everything that they do.
2 more years, Doug Ramsey, Elder, 30-year anniversary of the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown.
Ooh, maybe. Yeah. What else am I going to do, right?